Okay, hey folks, this is Rack James from ORS RACKS Direct here in lovely Vermont on a gorgeous late summer day. Right now we're going to show you the Inno INXS aero base system. There are 4 different aero base systems, one for a smooth naked roof like we have here on this Golf, Volkswagen Golf. What year is it, Matt? 2011 Golf. There's an aero base system for vehicles with fixed mounting points, for vehicles with flush side rails, and for vehicles with raised side rails. So today we're going to show you the aero base system on a naked roof. When you order the complete system, what you're going to get are all the components necessary to put a set of crossbars on this naked roof right here. So what do we got? We will get 2 aero base bars, load bars. These are the new aerodynamic load bar, and they're pretty slick. You can see they're a nice black color, and they're shaped like an airplane wing. So this is the front end right here, and this is the back end, just like an airplane wing. The wind's going to hit it and roll right over the top and smooth out at the back, so it doesn't make any noise, and you don't need to worry about a fairing, which could mitigate the noise caused by like a square or a round bar. And also, the bar comes with a T-slot along the top and a rubber strip. And certain accessories designated by XA integrate directly into that T-slot, so you can get a really clean look. So when you get the complete system, you're going to get 2 bars, and because this is a flush system where the bars don't overhang, they're going to be specific bar lengths for your vehicle. And this particular vehicle requires 2 different bar lengths. The XB108, which is longer, XB100, which is shorter. The XB108 goes in the front, the XB100 goes in the back. So right now I have a single bar, but you'll get 2 crossbars. You get 4 of the XS200 stays. The XS200 is, again, the stay required for a smoother naked roof. With the set of 4 stays, you also get a couple of wrenches, including a Torx wrench. Just an airplane. Hello! Thanks a lot. You get a tape measure. You get some instructions, some other pieces that go into the bar, and you get a set of keys. So those are the components you get with your set of stays. And then finally, the important part, the custom piece, is the fit kit. And for the 2011 Golf, it's the K320. The fit kit comes with a set of 4 brackets. That's what hooks it onto the roof, clips onto the edge of the roof under the door, as well as 4 base pads. And instructions, the instructions for the fit kit are important because they include the important measurements specific to your vehicle, so you know exactly where to put the bars on the roof. And then when you start to put the stuff together, ultimately you're going to end up with 2 of these. You got your crossbar, your stays, and your fit kit fit hooks, which are ready to clip onto the edge of the roof. All right, so let's take a look at this thing on the roof. Okay, now we're ready for the fun part, the installation. So here we go. First thing you got to do, you'll have 4 of these little plates that have a threaded insert. That is where the bolt that connects the stay onto the bar threads into. You've got this little slider at the end of the bar. You slide that out, and you position the plate like that, slide it in, and then you got to push this little button right here and push it in, at least so that this slot is in the wider part of the track, because the stay has this tab which is wider than this channel, so it needs to be in there in order for it to grab that slot. So once it's in there, you just pick it up, slide it out a little bit. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Actually, the real trick is to get this all the way in. There we go. Slide that in like that. Boom. There we go. Flip it over, and it's connected. Now, you can see that the bar, once it's connected to the stay, has some travel. Okay, that's so it can accommodate to the width of the roof. So we need to determine exactly where, once this cover is placed on, this is going to line up, because that's our point of reference based on the measurements and the information packet. Now, the first thing you need to do is determine the center of the bar, because the measurements are, that way you can get the stays centered. And the way to do that, you take out your handy dandy included Inno tape, which has a center line. You line up the bar length, which is indicated on here at the end of the bar. So this is the XB108. So I put the XB108, here we go, XB108 right on the end of the bar. Okay, bring it over to there, and there's my center line, and I'm going to mark that with a grease pen. Yeah, XB108. Perfect. Then I have an easy point to measure, and in the instructions for the Volkswagen Golf 2-door 2010 and newer, which is what we have here, I'm on the right page. There are several vehicles for this fit kit, so make sure you're referencing the correct one. This is the front crossbar, and the stay interior dimension is 1028 millimeters. Divide that in half to get 510. So that's what we measure. All right, so we put the cap on here, take our tape again, and we're gonna go from the center line, 510, and I just happen to get it perfect. Look at that, right there. Same thing on the other side. You know, 510 millimeters. So this one's gonna come in a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And then, yep, and then when that's done, you've got the stays mounted at the correct position on the bar. And then to lock that in, you flip it back over, and you take your handy dandy wrench right here, the non-torque wrench, and you just tighten the bolt until it stays in place. You know, you feel a little resistance, and maybe go another whole turn. And you do it on the other side. While you're at it, you can take your rubber base pad, and you'll fix that to the bottom of the stay. And these pads are customized, so they're gonna fit nicely on the roof, and you'll see how nicely that fits. So we get these pads on, and they only go on one way. So if it's not going on correctly, you then just flip it around. Done. And then the last thing we do is attach our fit hooks, which is quite simple. So we're gonna take this thing off now. Again, you got a little bolt over here, thread that all the way out, take your fit hook, make sure that it's the correct fit hook, because some vehicles there are different fit hooks for the front and the back. So just make sure you have the right one going on there. And then that just threads right on like so. And you know, you can save putting on the locking cover for last, because you're probably going to have to, you know, maybe readjust these stays just a little bit. But that is the pre-installation process. The last thing we do is put it on the car, measure from the seam between the door forward and back to the center of the stay, and those are measurements also provided in the instruction manual. And then you tighten everything down with your Torx wrench, which when you tighten this bolt with a Torx wrench, it's going to start to tighten, and then this will just clutch out, so you won't over tighten. It's a nice little feature that is included. And when it's installed correctly, come here and take a look. You'll notice that rubber pad, if you see how the lip built into the pad fits nicely, just like that, nice and flush. The clip, nice and flush against the vehicle, and looks great and super secure. All right, so we'll take one last little look at this once we get the front crossbar on. Okay, so we have our fit hooks attached to our XS stays. The bars are attached to the stays. Now we put it on to the roof of the vehicle, and you ask, well, where on the roof does it need to go? Well, for a reference point, Inno uses the end of the front door, so right here, and then to the center of the clip. And they give you a measurement in your instructions, and it's 400 millimeters. You take out your handy dandy strip, you line that up, you measure 400 millimeters, and there's your mounting position. Then everything should line up. Then you take your torque wrench, and you tighten this until you hear it clutch out. Right there. That's the perfect tightness. And then the last thing you do, you put on the locking cover. Inno includes locks and keys with all of their roof components, and you've got an installed aerodynamic crossbar system on your vehicle. How much better does this vehicle look now? So much better, my goodness. Nice thing about the Aeroblade, again, very efficient bar shape, so the wind just rolls over the top, doesn't make a lot of noise. It is more fuel efficient, believe it or not. And you have these T-slots along the top, so you can integrate certain components, certain carriers, bike carriers. There's some water sports carriers, and they have a box T-slot adapter kit as well. Certain models can just mount right on top of the bar into that T-track, so there's no hardware wrapped around the bar. So we have a nice clean look, looks great, and again, it's just a clean, efficient system. So there it is, folks, the Inno XS200 crossbar system with the aero-based bars. Thanks for watching. This is Rack James from ORS RACKS Direct.